guys, it's Cinnamon Roll here, and if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. It means the world to me, and you help my channel grow. Before we begin, I would just like to apologize if there's any background noise. I am currently recording this in the closet of the art room during summer school. Moving on, as most of you know, it's Pride Month, and that means I'm going to make Pride merch, of course. I do it other times, but this is the time I get really hyped to make it, because I got all the positive vibes from the rest of my community, you know? Not that I don't get positive vibes from my community the rest of the year, it's just amped up, you know? So here I'm sketching out the design for my stamp. You always want to do this first when you do stamps because you don't know if you want to change it, or maybe you just don't know what you want to do, so it's important to do this up. I based the design off of one of those old-timey anatomy studies. I like the vibes of those, so I thought it would be good to go with. And I just went off that. And in the end, I think it turned out really good looking. Yeah, there's probably some things in my anatomy I could have done better, but still. Speaking of which, if any of you want to do some critiquing in the comments, I would not be opposed to that. I'm trying to improve myself and my art some more, so I'd really appreciate it. So, as usual, some things in the sketch will be taken out of the finished piece. So, some of the things like the flowers and the trans symbol in the background are gone. I just think it looks better like that, but the rest basically stays the same. And it actually turns out really good. So, now we're going to start with our rubber stamp part. And I always like to sketch, I'm not sure if other people do this, but I always like to sketch on it to make sure I don't mess up the design any. There are some parts I mess up on in the sketch, and I just remind myself to not do those parts. But it always turns out looking pretty decent in the end. This is my second stamp I've made, actually. And I think I've pretty much gotten the hang of it. But yeah, I'm adding the chop surgery scars and the hair. I wanted to make this as realistic of a body as I could. So I made it kind of thick. Made it hairy, you know. I put some hair on the chest, but I wasn't sure how much to put because, I didn't want to take too much time having to carve every hair out, you know. So it's about time to start carving. I finished my sketch on here, and there's only one thing left to do, and that's to get my carving tools and use them. I like to start with a small, like a 1 or 2 when it comes to outlining at first, and then I'll gradually get bigger. Sorry, I thought my head's in the way, but that's what I'm doing. I'm using a 2 right now in the video. I probably shouldn't be turning the mold so much, not the mold, the stamp so much when I carve. I should probably keep it in one direction, but I couldn't find the tool for that, so I just decided to go all over the place, kind of feral, but you know, that's what we do. And slowly the outline is done. I think it bops. It's a good way to start. You don't want too much taken off, you know? You want to make sure it's in the right places. After that, I usually go to a 5 maybe? No, a 3, and I carve it out using that around it. I'll tell you when I use the 3 and the different sizes I use. But yeah, basically you just want to get the basic outline of the body, or whatever it is your stamp is. So I was thinking as I was rambling here, as I was explaining my process of how I do this, that I might want to do a more official how-to on making stamps. I'll probably do that soon once I get to the supplies at my home. But for now, I think I'm going to hold off on that until, again, I get the materials. But I would be more than happy to make how-tos if y'all are interested. Please comment that you are. I'm genuinely interested in doing that, and I would love to help some of y'all out in your art journey. Anywho, here I have gone to a 1 to put in the fine details of the chest hair, and the collarbone, and the belly button, and like hairs in general, you know? And it's looking pretty good. Pog. And it's going pretty swell. It's kind of hard to carve on those curves with the one, like the one is the hardest to carve with. Probably because it's has less depth than the rest, but it's still worth it when it looks good, you know. I just realized that I did not carve in the leg hair, so I'm probably gonna have to fix that later on my stamp, but for now it's good. Nothing else is missing, so there's no need to like fret over it. And that's one of the great things about art. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can miss out, you can forget a few things and it still looks pretty good, like no one would probably notice. And that's nice. So this is the part where I go in with a 3 and just carve out the outside so like it has extra depth. So the thing about stamps is the deeper you go, the less ink will get inside, and that's what we want. We want a broad, nice border, and yeah, that's what we get here using the bigger ones. So now it's basically almost fully done, except for like a few details which I add there. I decided to leave out the flowers, as I said earlier, and but there I'm working on the armpit hair and the armpits, and I think it turns out really good. So right here is the finished print. I hope y'all like it, and happy Pride Month.